Hey, Oz.
Hi, everybody.
OS.
Welcome back to you and your dog, Drew.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I guess we've allowed the stragglers enough time, even if they're not coming. Um, Speaking of fixing voice, um, actually my wiki page needs a little updating here, as anybody who compares it to the alternate viewers page will be able to see. So the voice, we have a voice update viewer out in RC. There is a problem with it, although it's not with voice. It's got a bug in the way SSL certs are validated. In the course of doing this viewer, I also updated the cert bundle, and it looks as though the much newer certs that are in the cert bundle are exposing some old-fashioned validation code in our down in the bowels of our code that needs updating. So I've been sort of very slowly and carefully plodding through, making sure I understand that before I make any functional changes to it. So there will that viewer will not get promoted to viewer release until that is fixed. That will certainly not at this point be before week after next, because I'm on vacation next week and it's all kind of in my head and in my working copies. So thank you very much to Ansariel for having pointed out the issue, which came to light during the Firestorm merge. So during an experimental merge to Firestorm, it turned out that the diagnosis that Ansariel had was one step too shallow, but it certainly led me to the problem, which I otherwise might not have noticed, because it turns out it caused us to validate things we might possibly should not have. So, so thank you very much there. And that will certainly get fixed before that goes to viewer release. But as it happens on our viewer, it has no really bad effect. It's actually doing the right thing. It's just doing it for the wrong reason. So, so we'll leave that out there. We probably won't increase the number of users on it because it doesn't have a very good crash rate at the moment. I'm not sure why not, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. So that won't be getting promoted. Project Alex Ivy got an update since our last meeting with new CEF. It does have some problems. It is definitely not done, but its crash rate got dramatically better. So if you want a less crashy experience and you've got a 64-bit machine on a 64-bit OS, that will not be a bad thing to pick up. At this point, it will probably get an update either late next week or early the week after with the next iteration. Still not entirely sure which of the competing things will be the next iteration, but coming soon. Probably we will not get a 360 snapshot update next week because the 64-bit viewer is consuming the bandwidth. Yeah, right. And then there's the assets via HTTP, which Veer can give us the latest and greatest updates on. So why don't you do that?
Sure. So we have a viewer build that works on supported regions of a DD. The main blocker for getting that to Agni right now is some web configuration stuff that's needs to be looked at by the ops folks. There's a change to the way that the CDN stuff gets routed and a change to the asset servers. So those changes have happened already on a DD, but have not happened on Agni. So as soon as we can get the time slice to do those, we should be able to get the project viewer out. In the process of working on that, we found a couple of issues related to metrics collection. We try to collect stats on how well asset fetches are going, and we haven't been collecting them in an entirely correct way for a while. So we're also going to be putting out some SIM-side fixes related to that, but that'll be kind of percolating its way out a little later and doesn't really have any user-visible consequences. So anyway, we'll keep you posted. I'm hoping we can get the project viewer out next week if things align reasonably well.
So that's kind of where everything is. So the floor is open.
A little off topic, but Oz, keep June 16th free, please, for the jail and bail.
June 16th. Let's see. That's a Friday.
I'm pretty sure it's the 16th, but that was the date that was given to me today.
Is it a daytime thing?
Yep, I believe so.
That is U.S. East Coast daytime, not.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, I'm going to put a note on my calendar. It is probably true that I have an evening thing there that evening, so I won't be able to stay late during that day.
Okay.
Well, we have a third-party viewer. At the moment, we have a third-party viewer meeting scheduled for that day, although the intervals could get shifted by the time we get to there. So if I suspect that the third-party viewer meeting would be the end of my day on that day, as things stand right now. My brother runs a big music festival, and the concerts for it are okay. So I'm probably going to go. But I will put a note on that day so that I am aware. Okay, done. When you have any more specifics, obviously,
Yep,
please share them.
I will do so.
Cool. No, I'm not playing. I'm just going with some friends. So that's that. Any other hot topics, or do we have a short meeting today?
You said the S word. You know what that means. No, we've got Jess busy in real life at the moment, so we're safe that way. If it is this short, it's going to scare me, though, Oz, because our support meeting was actually one of the shortest we've ever had, too. So.
Well, that just means that I have an easy afternoon before going off on my vacation. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, short meeting.
Happy Friday, Grumpy. Okay, I lied to you. Oz, it's the 19th, not the 16th.
The 19th.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go.
I was corrected via IM. Thank you very much. And that event will be running all day long.
Okay. Well, I have no very obvious conflict on that day, so other than my usual crowded meeting schedule, but I can make adjustments there. So that's probably fine.
Coolness. Thank you very much.
I definitely don't have the music festival that day, so that's great.
Bonus.
Okay. Well, if no one has any topics that need discussion, I will go back to my debugging.
I can't think of anything.
All right.
Oh, wait. Jess just said. Did you mention that, Ed? What Jess just said? She wants an update on. Hang on.
Pestering us about the volume.
Yeah, she wants an update on the ETA on HTTP inventory, if it's possible.
HTTP inventory. We already do inventory with HTTP.
You mean HTTP assets?
Yeah.
HTTP assets. Yeah, well, that's what Vera was talking about. So hopefully we'll get the Agni CDN configuration changes made by sometime next week, and then that viewer will pop out where people can play with it.
So I was late, and a question: when did you guys plan to kind of somewhat disable server support for UDP assets?
It will be sometime this summer.
Okay. Early summer or late summer?
My guess today would be July or August.
Okay. Yeah, have to
But
guessing.
we'll pin that down more closely when the viewer code for it gets to viewer release, basically. Then we'll try to set a date at that point and share it with you, obviously. So I will be, Oh, that's good now. Glad to hear that. I actually haven't spent as much time in them yet as I probably should, but trying to cram in a bunch of stuff before I go away for a week.
Yeah, the new forum is pretty okay. I approve of your forum software choice this time. It's not weird and obscure.
Yeah, good. It's I can't take even the tiniest bit of credit for it. I didn't hear about it until it was already a done deal.
Is there a Jira update coming?
There is supposed to be, but I haven't got a timetable. Believe me, no matter how much you want it, I want it much more.
I think everyone wants it at this point.
Yeah, it would be great. The new version actually has some nice improvements. We're using the new version on an internal server. That's not JiraSecondLife.com, and it's nice. So it'll let me make some improvements I'd like to make.
Yeah, they did change the interface. It's all new and shiny.
It's it's a more modern looking interface. There are fashions with these things.
It's on phones.
Yeah. But yeah, I will try to give people a a warning about when that's coming, but I haven't heard yet.
Would you guys be interested in dusting off the Fmod Studio contribution things at all for Viewer 64?
Yes.
Okay, because I can throw something together for that pretty easily.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I'd be happy to look into that. I might not, in fact, probably won't actually gate the release of Viewer 64 on integrating it, just because if we switch to using Fmod Studio, we have to go through the whole get a license and pay for it and all that nonsense, which is not, it's not difficult, but it is time consuming, and the time required is not the usual programming and QA time. It's legal in purchasing. It's legal in purchasing, getting things signed, time, and so what I would, if we got a contribution that works and integrates with the 64-bit, it's the 64-bit link is Project Alex Ivy on the alternate viewer stage.
Yeah, we've been using Fmod Studio for like 2 years now. 3? Oh, long time.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to get updated to that. I have in the past floated whether the question of whether or not it's okay for us to spend the money, and basically the answer was, if the software is better, of course you can spend money. So it's real money, but it's not so much that it's a problem.
If they did lower the licensing fee costs, which is always good.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't looked in a while, so, but I'll turn that crank and manage it. But unless that goes very, very quickly, I probably won't hold up releasing 64-bit for it. But we can always integrate it immediately after as a.
Yeah, I did fix a lot of weird bugs, like the left and right sound channels have actually been flipped upside down for years, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. They're on the right sides, but they're reversed. Like inverted.
I'm not sure I understand what that means, but okay.
It has to do with how a 3D soundstage works. So basically the virtual speakers they're on the left and right sides correctly, but they're they're reversed, if that makes sense.
Huh. Okay. Well, actually, that's one of the things that's fixed in the voice update viewer, is that for some time the spatial voice positioning has been broken.
Yeah, the main sound engine also has been slightly broken because, and you can only notice it when you actually have a more than 2 sound channel stage set up on there.
Oh, okay.
But it was a bizarre bug.
Yeah, we quite some time ago, actually, nobody noticed it for a long time, or nobody reported it anyway for a long time. But we broke the updates of which direction you were facing that get sent to the voice server, which of course does the mixing to make sure that the positional voice is correct. And so if you were using listen from your avatar position, it didn't affect it if you were listening from your camera position. That was right. But if you were listening from your avatar position, which is the way I always set it up, then the voice location was only correct if you were facing east, because we were always telling Vivox that we were facing east. But it's fixed now, and it's much nicer.
That sounds like a fun bug.
Yeah, it was dumb, but it was an easy mistake to make. It wasn't that hard to fix once we knew that it was there, but nobody noticed it. I guess the default is listen from camera position, and I'm guessing based on the fact that it wasn't reported for so long, that must be the way that a lot of people leave it.
Yeah, most people don't switch it to avatar base. Avatar base is neat though.
Well, I do a lot of situations like this one in Second Life, where I'm sitting in a meeting with people who are sitting in a circle or a big square or something, or around a table, and so I usually have my camera, behind my avatar, but it sort of it enhances the realism of it, and it means that I can flip my camera around without changing where the spatial voice is coming from. If I want to admire somebody's outfit or look closely at something that somebody is trying to demo for me, and it doesn't. I'm not messing up my audio environment when I do that. So I kind of prefer the avatar-based positioning. But I hadn't noticed it. I had just noticed that sometimes I couldn't hear people as well as I thought I'd be able to, and I hadn't actually dug into it. But it turned out that that's what it was. The facing was messed up. So the voice update also has support for the Opus codec, which is nice.
Yeah, I saw that in the Vivox release notes. Did you guys actually enable that server side?
The server-side support will be added soon.
Excellent. That should actually give some nice quality improvements to voice.
It will primarily affect group voice or conference calls, or person-to-person calls, because it will only work if everybody who's in the channel is capable of using it. So until that update gets propagated around, it usually won't work for local voice, but it will work for person-to-person calling. It'll make a quite audible difference.
Yeah, hopefully that gets propagated quickly, since the asset thing is coming.
Yeah, we're going to have the advantage that we're going to be rendering a lot of viewers broken at some point. So.
Anything else? I fixed a bug in Live Open Metaverse that was causing current outfit folders to break.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
It's nice that that's getting attention again, because a lot of people depend on it. That's great.
I noticed it when I was debugging the OpenSib server, but it breaks bots too. It causes the folder to be created with a weird asset type tag string thing. or folder links.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's what we've got today, let's all take a half hour back. Thanks very much for coming, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Alice. Thanks for everything.
Short meetings are great.